last season, TK was on a mission in Legends League to triple every Navi player with Super Barch, and he found 5 of them in Legends League, and you know he tripled every single one. As all great Clash of Clans videos do, this one is starting out with Klaus, but this time he's on the defensive end, and it's going to be a creative army coming in and taking his base down. Normally it's him doing it the other way, but have a look. You're going to see Super Barch today absolutely annihilate this base. It's not even going to be close. Unfortunately for Klaus here, going to get absolutely wrecked. So TK, he goes into 2 sweepers, but with the Warden Blimp, you can still get the Blimp in far enough as long as you put it on a little bit of an angle. Notice how TK here didn't put it straight through the middle, puts it on a bit of an angle, and oh my word, you just let the Super Archers go to work. There's the second Rage spell. We're still hanging on to 2 Invis, and look at this. Even though the Monolith's invisible, does it matter? No, Super Archers don't care. They're going to chain it through the CC, and that is beautiful. Archer gets the multi down on the back end, and look at the value. Look at this. 35% of the base is gone. 35. This is absolutely ludicrous. And I tell you what, it's not going to get any better for Klaus here, unfortunately. As you can tell, TK, we've done plenty of videos with him on the channel. I'll link his guide of him doing this army above me there, because I recommend if you're enjoying watching these attacks, watch the guide and you can learn how to take down this style of base consistently. Because I tell you what, TK is insane with it. So as you can tell, we have not put our king down yet, and I really like what he's going to do here. You see most players, when they come in, they'll put like the king with the queen, and you'll go through the town hall, but the king won't really live beyond the town hall. Whereas he's putting the king like this because he's trying to get the buildings past the town hall, because, you know, he's just assuming the king will die on the town hall. So why worry about the king dying on the town hall? The queen can get the town hall just fine. Use the king for the defenses after it, and we can go from there. Still hanging on to 18 super barbs. The Invis tower near the town hall does nothing because we've just got so many troops in the area. Our queen has heaps of health, and we are chilling. And look at this. The king is still alive. The queen is still alive. They both got through the town hall because of what the king did. That was really smart there. Delaying the king, because if you need the king as tanking for the queen to get the town hall, then obviously put him in front of her. But there was no damage on that side of the base, and we're sprinkling in all our super barbs. They should be able to get this warden down before the skeletons distract them. Not quite. The warden barely lives. Oh, and by the way, look at the bottom right of your screen. Do we need our RC? No, we do not. Klaus gets wrecked here by TK. TK coming in with Super Barch, and he's going to swag his RC. Poor Klaus. This army is insane. The next Navi player to get in this almost YouTube montage at this point is going to be Bernaul. Bernaul, obviously one of the best pushers in the world with Queen Charge Lalo. But is his base ready for this? I guess we will find out. Places the first invis, the rage is down. Here goes the clone. And look at this, by the way. So he can't really move the ice golems out. The super archers will target it. So he just leaves the ice golems there. If he can keep them inside these invis, then we're fine. Unfortunately, that single behind the CC doesn't go down. He would have wanted that. Gets the next rage down. Our super archers are putting in work. Can they get rid of the queen? Not quite. The queen's actually forcing them to retarget, which is unfortunate. We use the last invis there. It doesn't quite cover this the single inferno though. So that last invis kind of gets a little wasted, but I mean, look at it. It says 25% of the base, but we all know he's got rid of way more than 25% there. The value is cracked, and I really like what he's doing here. He's just going to deal with the defensive CC with a couple of super vibes. You don't need to deal with it with your king or queen here, because that's just going to slow them down. Just let the super bubs do their thing. And I also like that he came from this side of the base. As you can tell, if we came from the right side of the base over here, we would get to the town hall easier, but we would leave a worse back end. Now, this approach is inherently riskier because it's more likely we don't get the town hall, but when you get this much super archer value, you should be pretty confident that you can take the base down. And look at this. King and Ice Golem putting in work. There's our wall breaker. And yeah, we are looking so good at the moment. Bernaul gonna in the process of getting wrecked as well. The king actually tanks the single inferno. How nice of him. We'll pop the queen here. Pop her earlier than later, because you don't want a giant bomb to kill her through her ability. Now, unfortunately, I know this is such a disappointment. we are using our Royal Champion in this attack. It surprised me as well, guys, honestly. You know, I just thought TK didn't need the Royal Champion when he did this attack. Now, obviously, you're going to need the Royal Champion most of the time. The Royal Champion just wasn't needed in the last attack because it was just an insane super arch followed by a really good use of the king. But we had to use the king with the queen here. So the RC just has to clear up like the last 5 defenses. I'm pretty confident she can do that. She's obviously insanely OP with the Diggy. And yeah, look at this. Absolutely crushed. We're going to swag our RC ability. Not going to be needing that. And TK just goes from strength to strength with this army. I mean, at this point, you have to give it a go, right, guys? I mean, you have to. This guy's crushing Navi players like they don't exist. TK's next victim is Kazuma. We see we start with the Warden, a few super barbs, a few balloons, one headhunter in the blimp, in the Warden, and here we go. But we got to focus on the center of the base because this is where the magic happens. And look at this, we get the Invis and Rage down, and then look, we clone, and look at where our archers are. Now, one of the archers in the core of the base was actually from our blimp. It was running after the CC, but the other 3 super archers you see in the core there were cloned, and that's what you kind of want with your clone. You don't want to just clone them on top of the super archers you already have, because they're just going to all target the same thing. By spreading them out, you get them all to go after different targets, and I mean, this is just insane value. That's just filthy. Absolutely filthy. Town Hall and the entire core is gone. If you can get both of them together, you will almost certainly triple with this army. Now, just using a few super barbs to deal with the CC, it's just easy. Don't even have to use the Titan, because a lot of the time, the Titan will actually be really handy for dealing with skeleton traps later on, or just, you know, as a tank for your queen. So if you don't have to use the Titan to deal with the CC, then don't. Now, you'll notice he didn't get either Rage Tower down here, and when he did live attacks on the channel, this was generally a bad thing. TK generally did not triple if he didn't get a single Rage Tower down, but as you can tell, he does get this Rage Tower down here before it pops another Rage spell. So that's essentially getting it down before it does anything else. So nicely done from him. Also, if you want to see the live attacks he did on the channel, I'll link it above me here. He 2-starred base with just his blimp. It's definitely worth watching. Anyways, look at this Sui, right? Our king has taken a fair bit of damage, which is unfortunate, but the Ice Golem's tanking the Queen and the Scatter Shot perfectly, and our Titan has so much health left. She is nice and buff. King ability goes off. Obviously, he's still got the Phoenix. We have not yet used our RC, and I know what you're thinking. Hooked, he should be able to swag his RC. No, he just puts her down now. Look at the damage that's left. If there was no Rage Tower on this back end, I think he might believe that he doesn't need the RC, but yeah, the Rage Tower will put in work. And saying that, there's no expos up at this stage. King and the Headhunters deal with the defensive King, and our Queen can definitely deal with the rest. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but this is the 3rd attack in the video, and he's only just used his RC ability for the first time. Absolutely insane what TK is doing to some of the best players in the world with some of the best bases in the world as well. And now it's Stars. Of course Stars was going to be in this video. Arguably the easiest person to find of the Navi players in Legends League, because this guy's got like 6 different accounts in the top couple of hundred, and TK's obviously right up there as well. So we did find Stars for this video. Here we go, the blimp gets in. Now, you'll notice he put a Headhunter in the Warden. Didn't really make sense this time, given that the Queen was so far away. So probably not the smartest move from TK there, but it doesn't matter. The blimp got where it needed to, and I mean, look at this value. Look at this value. And I want you to notice that he's always coming in on these corners, right? I feel like a lot of new players would just go straight down the middle because it makes the sense to get the most value. But these are almost always baited because it's just extremely obvious. So TK's always coming in on these corners. Now, more and more people are baiting these corners, so be prepared for that. But even if they're baiting it, right, you only got 1 tornado on the base. So the defender's got to decide if they're going to bait it coming this way or this way. Whereas if you're coming down the middle and it's obvious, it's kind of easy for a defender. There's just 1 tornado spot that way. But if they're worried about the corners, there's 2 corners on symmetrical bases, and can't stop both of them. Now, look at what he does with the super barbs here. So his heroes are down the bottom, but look at this. It's just a scatter, right? And all you have to do when it's an isolated scatter get the super barbs in the dead zone radius, and Scatter can't shoot back. Beautifully done there from TK. So yes, Scatter is a big target to get down, but you don't necessarily have to use your heroes or your RC for that. Just come in, get the super barbs inside its, I'm going to call it dead zone. There is a better word for it. It just can't shoot back, essentially. Let's go with that. Push is going nice as well. Unfortunately, Ice Golem hasn't done a lot to tank. Our King's getting wrecked here. But look at this. The Titan still has all of her health. So even though the King's going down, the Titan's still a valuable tank for our Queen here. And essentially, the longer she lives, the much better it is going to be for us. TK coming around the base here. The Queen will step inside for the multi. Now, we'd probably prefer her to go around the edge of the base because she's going to get landlocked here because there's not really anywhere for her to go. But that's alright. Like, this base is pretty tripled already. No defensive heroes on the back end. We've only just used our Royal Champion. Ground bow is on our Queen. She's still got her ability. The Queen's actually going to walk around and get the ground bow. How smart of it. Takes that down, and that is a GG. Won't be needing the RC ability here at all, and he uses it, but yeah, absolutely wasn't needed. Nicely done from TK. That's 4 Navi players. Have I got a 5th for you? Yes, I do have a 5th player, but unfortunately, it's Klaus again. TK spent the whole season looking for Gaku. Said if he tripled Gaku, it would be in this video. But unfortunately, Gaku only pushing on like 1 account, maybe 2. So a lot harder to find than Klaus or Stars or Bernaul, who are all running so many accounts in High Legends League. But that's okay. I'm happy to watch Klaus again. Sorry, Klaus, to do this to you. But, you know, content is content. Now, unfortunately, look at this, right? Look at all these defensive CC archers. It is a bit of a mess. So you can't really try and pull those archers away now because it's quite likely our super archers will target them because there's not a lot of buildings nearby. So we just kind of leave them up and see what we can do with it. But look at the look what the super archers do on the top side. They're going to get the scatter down. Beautiful. Beautiful, and we actually don't use our last invis. Now, I understand why TK's saving an invis, because it'd be really handy to have that extra invis for our Sui, just in case the town hall going down is a bit of a problem. But I feel like we would have got one of the RC or the Queen here if we use that last invis with the archers. So, up to you guys what you want to make of that, but still, insane value. I mean, look at it. We got this entire chunk of the base gone. Now we just got a Sui through the top side. Look at this. Couple of barbs and archers to tank the King. And then just 2 headhunters on the King. And we're just going to wreck him. All these Kings on the outside of the base, they are really annoying for Queen charges. They're really annoying for King funnels. But it's kind of fine if you're using super barbs and headhunters. Like, it's a very cheap way of getting it down. Now we don't have to worry about that King. We've got 1 headhunter left for the defensive Queen. Not that we'll need it, because she's about to get wrecked here. RC, now, I'm going to pause this. The RC goes for this building. He told me he wanted the RC to go for this expo, and just completely misplaced. Like, that was pretty bad. So this hit's actually going to end up looking way closer than it should have, because the RC's just not going at all on the path that TK intended. Look at this. He's put her straight into the Town Hall poison. Kind of a harsh punishment there from TK. That's alright. Still got plenty of super barbs. We're going to take out all these exterior defenses like you normally see, plus tanking for our RC. And this base is wrecked. 4 Navi players, 5 Navi bases tripled in 1 insane video. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this. Obviously, TK, I love watching his attacks. I know some of you don't like Super Archer clone blips, and I understand, but it is kind of fun watching the super barbs on the outside, so definitely makes it tolerable to me. If you want to see more super barb action, then I will put it on the left here. The video of TK doing live attacks and 2-starring a Town Hall 15 ring base with just his blimp.